Don't be held hostage by belief systems that tell you why you can't do something. Create new belief systems. When I started training people, I was really focused on behavior because I was inexperienced and I didn't realize that actually it's the belief systems that you have to dismantle, disrupt, and rewrite in order to create new behavior. That was something that I sort of learned organically on my own, and then I would later learn that this is actually cognitive behavior theory. Things that I had just observed myself, I suddenly started learning about. This is really interesting stuff. It's interesting stuff both professionally and personally. So I want to talk a little bit about this before I give you your action item. So here are the ways we sort of stop ourselves from growing through our belief systems. You might be telling yourself, I'm not really good with money. I'm just a spender. All of those things are belief systems, and what they do is they give you permission to spend, permission not to learn about money and become financially literate. You might say, ooh, I hate negotiation. I would just rather take whatever I'm given. And so what happens is you don't negotiate, and lo and behold, you're creating this pay gap for yourself, and this is something that you're struggling with, right? It's all rooted in your belief system. And beliefs comes from all sorts of places. They come from our culture, they come from our upbringing, they just come from us organically, personally, in our life history and experiences. So I want to talk about how you can address belief systems and disrupt and dismantle them by giving you two perfect examples, one in business and one that's personal. So one of the ones I always use in business is you'll get salespeople, because that's my background, revenue generation, who will say, we can't go after company ABC over there because they've used the same provider for 25 years. So that's the belief system, and everybody shares the belief system because it gets passed on from one employee to the other. Then what happens is a brand new employee comes in, Susie Q. Susie Q doesn't share the same belief system. In fact, she has a radically different belief system. She believes that ABC company is actually a prospect. So what does she do? She behaves differently based on that belief system. She picks up the phone and calls. And that company says, you know, we've been using the same provider for 20 years, but we're not all that happy with them. Come on over, have a seat, give us your presentation. And she gets the client. I have seen this happen over and over and over again. I can't even tell you how many times. So what's different? Is she a superior salesperson? Not necessarily. She just started with a different belief system. Now, I want to give you another example because I think it's important to give you both a professional and personal one to really flesh out how this works for you. The other way it works is personally. I used to always say, oh, I don't have time to work out. I travel too much. That was my excuse. I love this excuse because I have never stayed in a hotel in the entire world that didn't have a fitness center. And quite honestly, even if you don't have a fitness center, you bring some shoes and you can walk anywhere in the world, right? But I told myself this story because then I didn't have to work out. And lo and behold, because I wasn't working out, and because I wasn't working out, I was eating whatever the hell I wanted, I did not end up looking like Heidi Klum. Shocking! So here's what happens. That belief system informed how I behaved. If I wanted to change that belief system, I had to say, you know what? There are plenty of opportunities to work out. I don't even have to, work out in the hotel room. I can throw on some shoes and go for a walk to wherever I want to go to dinner or go for a run. That will change the outcome. It actually impacts your reality or your outcome. So this is really important work. This is stuff I find fascinating and I've done a ton of work with, whether it's been sales and business development or launching people's business, or it's been helping them through salary negotiations. I have found this the most critical thing to really create a breakthrough for yourself, is to identify beliefs that are holding you back and dismantle them, disrupt them, and rewrite them. So today, your big activity and challenge is going to be to identify some belief systems that are holding you back from what you want. I recommend writing about 5 down. And then I want you to take the one that you feel is most easy, if you will, the easiest to kind of access for yourself. And I want you to dismantle that belief system and rewrite it based on the examples I've given you. Don't do all of them at once. I want you to practice, this sort of renewed faith in this new belief system for a good 30 days before you attack another belief system, one at a time. That's really how you create long-term, meaningful, sustainable change. So go off and change your belief systems, and then you're going to create new outcomes.